There is only one person in all of sports who is simply known by one letter, K.
When a team gets it, that means you're not coaching attitude.
It's not just a nickname. It represents poise, success, leadership, greatness.
I think we continue to build. And because if you said that you built, then it's done.
I sit down with Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski to talk about this team that's #1 in the country and what he's built in Durham.
In order to keep building, you have to stay hungry.
That and more coming up on ACC Live Access. Welcome to ACC Live Access. I'm Jeff Fischel. Every day at noon, we go live with the latest ACC news, but every day is distinctly unique. Today, it's Wednesday, which means we give you inside access to the biggest names in the conference, and today, Coach K, the winningest coach in the history of men's college basketball. You can be part of the show as well. Is he the greatest college basketball coach ever? Tweet me, my Twitter handle, @JeffFischel. I'm also following the Twitter feed for us here at the ACCDN and use the hashtag ACCLive. We will tally your votes. That's coming up. But first, breaking news about Coach K's top-ranked team, and a football star makes his NFL decision today. Here's what's happening in the ACC now. Duke beat Clemson 68-40 last night. It was 25-10 at the half. That's the least amount of points a Duke team has given up in a half in the Coach K era. Quinn Cook, a career-high 27 points. Mason Plumlee, 8-13. Duke is now 15-0, but it was a costly win. Ryan Kelly, who's been so good, re-injured his foot. ESPN is reporting x-rays were inconclusive. He'll have a CT scan today. If Kelly is out for a while, that would leave a big hole. And at 2:30 this afternoon, Taj Boyd will announce whether he's going to the NFL or staying at Clemson for his senior season. Boyd, the Conference Player of the Year, and he led the Tigers to that big win over LSU in the Chick-fil-A Bowl. I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter, Clemson fans, with the hashtag Taj for Heisman, hoping he stays. NFL scouts have told him he's probably a third-round pick. His dad hinted that Taj is leaning towards staying. As soon as we get word on Taj Boyd's decision, we'll report it here on the ACC Digital Network. One other football note. Yesterday we said defensive coordinator Scott Schaefer would be promoted to head coach at Syracuse. It's now official. He takes over for Doug Marrone, the new head coach for the Buffalo Bills. Well, this is ACC Live. I'm here every weekday at noon. Here's what ACC Live is talking about Monday through Friday. Mondays, we break down all the games and important moments, and J.R. Reed gives his power rankings. Tuesday, our trending show. Did you see it yesterday? The stories that people are buzzing about online. Wednesday, ACC Live Access, talking to the great coaches and players, past and present. Throwback Thursdays, how the headlines today fit into the long tradition of greatness in the ACC. Then Fridays, tip-off, a look ahead to all the big weekend games.
It's over! Duke has won it! The crowd is on the floor. Mike Krzyzewski has won his 500th game as a head coach.
And Mike Krzyzewski has set the record in men's Division I basketball with his 903rd career win.
Sometime the pieces fit perfectly. A center playing like the National Player of the Year. A point guard growing into a floor leader. An off guard who makes you pay if you leave him alone. A power forward quietly doing the dirty work. And a slashing freshman playing better than anyone could have expected. If Ryan Kelly is okay, Duke has the best starting five in the land, and Coach K could be in line for a 5th national title. I spoke to him before Kelly's injury. We talked about what it takes for a team to be great and about building one of the great basketball traditions ever. But we started by dissecting the #1 team in the country.
In beating Kentucky, Louisville, and now Ohio State, they have beaten 3 of the 4 finalists of the Final Four last year. That's what started this season, okay? Think about that.
Coach, let's start with this team. Some teams never figure out how to be on the same page, but it feels like this team has already figured it out.
You know, this team is a good team. And I think one of the main reasons starts with 3 seniors who already knew who they were. We told everyone we're going to build around those 3 guys. And so you have a great inside player, a guy who could be a National Player of the Year in Mason Plumlee. You have this other 6'10" guy who can go inside and shoot, and Ryan Kelly, who's had a lot of experience. And then Seth Curry, one of the best scorers in the country. The only problem with that is Seth's injury that we've been monitoring or managing. and he can only practice like once a week. As a result of that, though, the guy who takes his place, Tyler Thornton, gets reps with the main guys, more reps, and so his role is like the kind of super sub on the perimeter is heightened. The other two spots on the perimeter were questionable. You know, you wanted to trust and believe in Quinn Cook, and he did okay, but he didn't play that well in his first two exhibition games and first game. But against Kentucky, he took off, and he's not come back.
Cook will have a chance. And he banks it in.
And then you have a freshman starting who might not have started. If Seth was there, we might have looked at it something different. So Seth's injury kind of led us into Tyler becoming better and Rasheed having the opportunity to assert himself as a scorer in practice because of Seth not being there. And now we have to just keep working on the bench.
When a team like this gets it, does it change the way you coach, either in practices or in games?
Well, it certainly does. I mean, when a team gets it, that means you're not coaching attitude. You motivate, but you don't have to motivate that as much. In other words, you can teach and be X and O, and in a game, really manage the game where you're never worried about the attitude or competitiveness of your team. And for the most part, that's what our team has been. That helps a coach immensely. It keeps your team fresher and at a higher level, and everyone on that team, coaches and players, at a better level.
Plumlee follows the miss from Suleiman.
You talked about Mason Plumlee a couple minutes ago. He's been fantastic. What have you seen develop in his game to put him at this level?
I think Mason has just developed like most normal guys do, but at a higher level, in that he's gotten better every year. And now that he's a senior, the maturity that he has with age and experience has matched where he is with his talents, and then he's improved some of those talents. But it's not just talent, that it's maturity, experience, and then the ability to look and see the end line. You know, where do I want to finish? Where do I want to finish as a team that I'm the leader of? Where do I want to finish as a player when I'm through with my career? There's a certain amount of maturity that you need to be able to see that and then plan ahead. That's who Mason is. He's a man. He's a man. He's thinking like a man, and he's certainly playing like a man.
We're sitting here next to the 4 national titles, all the years, all the great wins, the Cameron crazies. Is there a point you ever said, I've built something really unique here?
Well, I've not said we've built it. I think we continue to build. And because if you said that you built, then it's done, and it has a chance to go down. And rather, you want to keep building and know that what you have built so far, not just you, but your entire group have built, because you want it to be everybody's. And in our program, it is. Everybody identifies with it. You want to have a sense of, what are we going to do next? Try not to look too much in the rearview mirror. You know, you look somewhat because of the lessons that you've learned in the past, and you look at that much more than the accomplishments. Because if you look at the accomplishments, there's a chance that you won't be as hungry. And in order to keep building, you have to stay hungry.
So is Coach K the greatest college basketball coach ever? Okay, Tar Heel fans, don't throw something at your monitor. I have not forgotten about Dean Smith. What about Wooden or Knight? Who else? We want to know what you think and get your vote. That's next. Plus, more from my interview with Coach K. He does not like the chaos that is conference realignment.
And you want rivalries, you want this pure thing, and it's not that.
You can't keep greatness in a box, so we won't. The ACC mobile app, presented by Outback Steakhouse. Imagine seeing this on this. That's greatness. For the ACC schools you live for, it's the app you can't live without. Available on your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Nokia Lumia Windows phone. The ACC mobile app, Live games, video, scores, stats, news, and greatness. Search ACC Sports on your mobile device.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
The ACC Digital Network, the ultimate video destination for ACC fans. Exclusive highlights, live streaming games, and original live programming, unique access to the student athletes of our time and the legendary voices of all time. Defining moments, personal stories, incredible analysis from authentic ACC sources, cutting-edge content from the leaders in the digital space. The ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
Good afternoon, Chase Sapphire. This is Stacy from Springfield.
Oh,
Hello?
yes, I didn't realize you'd be talking to an actual person.
You don't need to press 0. I'm here.
Reach a person, not a prompt, whenever you call Chase Sapphire.
So here's what's on tap, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. For ACC Live, tomorrow is Throwback Thursday. Mason Plumlee could be the next Duke Player of the Year. There's been 9 of them already. Who do you think was the best? Friday on ACC Live tip-off, Mike Jaminski and I preview all the weekend's games, including Duke, possibly without Ryan Kelly at NC State. And then Monday, J.R. Reed gets your week going. He breaks down those weekend games, and he gives you his weekly power rankings. Well, welcome back to ACC Live Access. I'm Jeff Fischel. We've been asking who is the best college basketball coach ever. Tweet us at the ACCDN, and remember my Twitter handle at Jeff Fischel. Should be easy to remember. It's my name. We'll have results coming up, but first, more of my interview with Coach K. Our conversation veered toward topics off the court. One thing I noticed just looking at this week at some numbers, Notre Dame had an incredible football season. Their graduation success rate was nearly 100%. Right. You've had similar success in basketball, both on the court and the classroom. What's it mean, and what does it take to build both academically and athletically?
Well, the academics, I think, is part of being a part of a great school. I think there are a lot of coaches who, if they were coaching at Duke, would have a great graduation rate. You don't come here thinking of getting by. What can I avoid? That type of thing. So the nature here is to graduate, and we want to, and we're all in that, but I don't think it's something we should take credit for. I think our school and the kids should take credit for it, because the school is set up to do that, and then the kids we recruit feel that that is something that they want. And when you combine that and then make sure you don't get in the way, where, you're not fighting that, you're with it, which we do, obviously, you're going to get great success.
I want to talk about something we're seeing a lot right now in college athletics. Schools switching conferences. It's really upheaval kind of moment right now in college sports. I think you even mentioned one time you felt like a little bit like the ACC might be vulnerable. What are you seeing right now in college sports, and how does it settle down? How does it end?
Well, I don't think it's settled down at all. I think it's very chaotic, and it doesn't have an end line. Like there's not this master plan that we're trying to get to, and I think that's sad. The governing body for college athletics is the NCAA, but they have no power in this, none. And so I find that to be scary. Look, we're all academic institutions. We're all based on tradition. You want rivalries. You want this pure thing, and it's not that. It's not that. And as a result, there have been. It's chaotic. You have all this. There's going to be a disparity in the amount of money that's made by a certain number of schools as opposed to others. And when you have that much disparity, there will be decisions that will be made by both groups that could lead to different ways that we see how football and basketball are played or competed for in our country. There might be another division in the NCAA. there might be a new organization. I mean, those are all realistic expectations based on the activity that we have right now. So again, then there's no master plan.
Coach, appreciate it. Good luck this season.
All right, thank you.
I spent more than an hour with Coach K, and it's the second time we've sat down together in the past 3 months. He was much more relaxed this time. This was his home, and the team is playing so well. We taped this before last night's injury to Ryan Kelly. He was more open then about Seth Curry and his health. Back in October at the media day, Coach K was very mysterious about Curry's leg and how healthy he was. This time, he was very open. Curry is only able to practice 1 day a week. And when we weren't rolling, he spent time talking about practice. He keeps his practice schedule and notes for every practice. And during the offseason, he pores over them, going through each season, trying to think of whether a drill he ran 15 years ago would help the team he has now. You don't have that much success without being incredibly diligent and thorough. If you want to see the full interview, we will have it up on the ACC Digital Network channel on YouTube, so check that out. It's time now to Let's get interactive, shall we? We asked you to vote. The greatest coach in men's college basketball history. Here are the results, and you like Coach K. Number one, 40% of the vote going to Coach K. John Wooden second, 25%. Dean Smith third at 20%. And then Bob Knight fourth with 15%. By the way, we did get one vote as well. We suggested these 4 candidates. We also got a vote for Jim Valvano, an NC State fan to be no doubt. Of course, Valvano we will be talking about tomorrow on our Throwback Thursday show. Let's see what's on the Ruby Tuesday menu tonight. 4 big ACC conference games. Boston College visits Virginia Tech at 7. The Hokies, they got off to a strong start, but they've struggled since freshman big man Marshall Wood got hurt. There's Eric Green, number 1 in the country at 24.5 points a game. Georgia Tech taking on NC State. The Yellow Jackets, they finished tied for last year, but they have so much veteran leadership. They are 10-3 so far. Meanwhile, the Wolfpack 12-2. And offensively, this team is as good as any in the country. But boys, you need to play some D. Florida State at Maryland. The Terps are 13-1. But if you read the Hoops guys like Seth Davis and Andy Glockner, any of those guys, they all say the same thing. No impressive wins yet, but they look like they will be dangerous in March. Florida State is 9-5 right now. And Wake Forest gets its first conference home game against Virginia. Tony Bennett doing another fantastic job, especially defensively. Remember, Sunday night, they completely shut down the Tar Heels. So let's see what people are saying about tonight's games. First of all, is Georgia Tech a trap game for NC State? That's what BWN is thinking about. There you see his tweet right there. But they're 10-3 with 335 strength of schedule. No worries, right? The Yellow Jackets are disciplined and playing hard. They will win some games they're not supposed to. Nick Faust played just 5 minutes the other day because of back spasms. Terrapin Station MD tweeted yesterday, Faust, as noted by Coach Mark Turgeon, practiced and is on track to play. Good news for the Terps, of course, even without Faust. They look so great against Virginia Tech. And Triad radio guy Stephen Beck had a 2-word reaction. There it is, excuse me, to a Sporting News article suggesting UVA could finish second in the conference. The premise, the Cavs only played Duke, NC State, and Miami once each. I know Beck still likes the Wolfpack to finish second, but boy, UVA has gotten off to a nice start. A couple of closing ACC notes. NC State defensive end Brian Slay and Georgia Tech running back Orwin Smith both headed to the NFL Players Association Collegiate Bowl. In all now, 6 ACC players have been confirmed for the game in Los Angeles on January 19th. 10 other ACC players are headed to the Senior Bowl. And Duke Olympic diver Nick McCrory is back competing for the Blue Devils and, of course, flying high. He's been named ACC Male Diver of the Week after finishing second in the 1 meter and third in the 3 meter at the prestigious Tennessee Diving Invitational. He took last year off from school to focus on the Olympics, and I'd say it worked out. He won a bronze medal in London. Well done and welcome back. Live basketball action is coming up tomorrow night here on the ACC Digital Network. Women's hoops, great rivalry. North Carolina and North Carolina State in Raleigh. Of course, the Tar Heels have one of the great freshmen in the country, Xylena McDaniel. Yes, the daughter of the X-Man, Xavier McDaniel. We stream all the action right here on the ACCDN starting at 7 p.m. And remember, coming up this afternoon, Taj Boyd announces whether he's going pro or staying at Clemson. Follow us right here on the ACCDN. We will have an update and keep the conversation going about the best coach ever. Is it Coach K? Is it Wooden? Is it Dean Smith? Is it someone else? Let's hear about that. Tomorrow, remember, it's our ACC throwback show, Jim Valvano's other job when he was coach at NC State. You have to see that. And we debate the best Duke basketball player ever. That's live at noon on ACC Live. I'm Jeff Fischel. See you then.